Alright folks, welcome back everyone. 皆さんおかえりなさい。今日は96日目です。It is day 96. We're starting with Bunpro because it's gonna still be an hour and a half or so before Wanikani reviews are up. Let's get right into our lesson. No time like the present. We got today and tomorrow to do a little bit of catching up. Okay. Into our grammar. Nera. Rareru was done to buy. Done without consent. Done to one's dismay. Oh. I see. Interesting. So, and then... Huh. So you just shift... With the exception of suru and kuru. Wow, even combining the kurus. Okay. So in Japanese, there are several ways to express that something passively happens. All of these are done with the auxiliary verb ureru and hareru. Okay. Japanese verbs in the passive form behave in a slightly different way than they do in English. So we'll examine this difference more closely later. For now, let's focus on reru, rareru, and sareru. The form used with suru. Oh, okay. There's... Okay. Alright. Cool. That's interesting. Passivity in Japanese means that the person or thing that is the target of the action will be the subject of the sentence rather than the person that is doing whatever the verb is being used. Okay. Passivity in Japanese means that you can conjugate any Japanese verb into the passive form in the following way. For verbs, godan, right? Godan verbs simply replace the last kana with the equivalent a sound kana from the same column. I refer to them as columns for visual sake, vertical. Su becomes sa, tsu becomes ta, bu becomes ba, right? So on. Then add ru for ru verbs. Ichidan verbs just replace the ru with rareru. Right. Right.
犬に噛まれるのが怖いから犬には近づけない。
Interesting. Okay.
私はいつも彼と比べられる。
出られる。Okay. Trying to think if that actually, to me, if that functions. Different. I guess. I guess this, the bae dog. Okay. Suru and kuru behave slightly differently in most other verbs. For suru, it would be sareru, while kuru would be orareru, right? Saw that on the list.
知らない人からいたずらをされるのが嫌い。
知らない人 stranger から からいたやつらがいたやつら。Interesting prank. Okay.
急に義理の母に来られると困る。
Really? Oh, that's how you do it. Interesting. Okay. As can be seen in these examples, the doer of the verb will be marked with ni. I do see that. But kara can also be used in cases where there are no physical contact with the subject. I see. Dareru can be used in several different situations. These are listed below. Passive. Okay. Kemi. Right, something happens to the subject as a result of an external force. Right. Sometimes sounds negative. Okay. Yeah, so afflicted, like coming at the body. And then we have kano. Possibilities. There is a possibility for something to be done. Okay. Spontaneous. Jihatsu. Jihatsu is spontaneous. Okay. Something happened by itself. Oh, okay. Yeah, without instigation. I see where the jihatsu comes from. Respectful. Huh. Sonke. Sonke, you are, sonke. You can... You are respecting someone by making them the subject of the sentence despite someone else actually performing the verb. Okay. That one's a bit... Fun fact, in Japanese, passivity focuses on a lack of control of the subject of the sentence. Due to this, the subject will sometimes be called the naruhito, while the doer of the verb is called the suruhito. Okay. I see. Traditionally, many textbooks use the term passive simply because there is no equivalent verb type in English. Passive is the closest. However, we would like to introduce the term displacement verb. This just means that the subject, the sentence is being described in a similar way to what happens in Keigo. Displacement verb is pretty good. Similar way to what happens in Keigo. Displacement verb. Interesting. I'll have to come back to that. Caution, but wait, what about reru with do verbs? Well, in Japanese, da removal words or raru, ranuki, ken, kotoba. Oh, I see. Yeah. Ra pulled out words. Anuki kotoba are very common. These are words that are unable to use reru instead of. These are able to use reru instead of rareru. The original meaning of both these auxiliary verbs is exactly the same, but there are cases where ra may not be removed. The standard rules are as follows. Ra may be removed, ru verbs, and kuru. Right? When the meaning is possible. Ra may not be removed, ru and kuru, when the meaning is passive, spontaneous, or respectful. When it's possibility. Boy. Okay. 私はどこでも寝れます。So it's okay. And 寝る Yeah, I see. In both these sentences, the meaning is exactly the same. However, the raruki may only be used when rareru is being used to highlight possibility. Fair enough. And it's okay. It's both. Okay. Well, that's a doozy. Okay. 79%. Let's see. What do we have? Do we have anything that we haven't gone? Nope. Alright. So that's just gonna. Done through action versus occurring on its own. Oh, okay. And then we have the suru and naru. Yeah. Transitive, intransitive pair. Kind of come to understand that. So we have jidoshi and adoshi. So transitive and intransitive. Done through action versus occurring on its own. Right, so drop versus fall. Oh, these are good. Okay, so it is an opportunity to also look at ending pairs. Alright, so this is otosu, ochiru. Right, ochiru is the intransitive, and then otosu. These ones are rough. The ones with tosu and chiru. Then we have tsukeru, tsukeru and tsuku. This one is maybe tier 2. So like going to the most common. So like keru and tsuku is, I mean just ku, sorry. Keru and ku. Those pairs. And then we come to the most reliable one, keru and karu. And then I would argue this is probably second. So like 1, 2, 3, 4. There are more actually, but I'm guessing they're just picking various ones. There's like bosu, yasu. They're quite, but tosu and chiru is really like it's quite rare. The most, yeah, these three down here are really reliable. There's so many of them. There's so many of those pairs. But then you have exotic ones. I call them exotic ones because like you rarely encounter them. And then there are three kind of pairs too. Like an N4, I think yesterday's N4. Tsukamaeru. Yeah, tsukamairu. Although you can picture them as the yeah. There are quite a lot of them. This one is like the first one you ever typically encounter. Keru and karu. Or the ke into the a. This is technically still the same thing because they're the dialectic yeah. They're the 10-10 markers. Okay, the two most fundamental divisions that can be made with Japanese verbs are transitive verbs, the subject is moving, acting upon something else, and intransitive verbs. The subject himself is moving, acting. Sometimes these terms are simplified even further to other move, right? Tado, and self move, jiro, right? Basically, this is the difference between verbs that require an object marker with the direct object of a transitive, right? And when I mean direct object, I mean like the object that is marked. It's a marker for the object of the transitive verb, and those that require nga to show that the subject itself is moving, right, in transitive. In Japanese, these are the transitive and intransitive pairs of verbs, and these will need to be memorized. Yep. There's very little way around it. If you're trying to remember transitive and intransitive pairs, they're after knowing like I don't know several hundreds. Are there like 100? Am I in the hundreds now? Verb pairs, you still there's like no rhyme or reason. So if you ever want to remember transitive and intransitive pairs, they're simply memorized. And then when you memorize them, you can attach them to things that are associated with them, like how they're used. A lot of these transitive and intransitive pairs have particular context that they would be associated with, and so it will go towards the verb usage case. So like mitsukeru and mitsukaru have different usage. Like the mitsu part has different uses, so that's kind of how I'm going about it. But transitive and intransitive pair is interesting. When you know one, you can kind of sort of fudge the other sometimes, but I think it still comes down to memory. Like if you learn mitsukeru, you can't automatically assume the intransitive is going to be mitsukaru or ageru and agaru. I tried. It's a fun guessing game though. Every time Wanikani comes up, it's like, oh, that must be the intransitive pair. I wonder if the transitive pair. Like, oh, that's the intransitive. I wonder if the transitive is this. And just a fun little guessing game. No.
ろうそくを消す
Yeah, like here's kesu, right? Kesu is transitive. Like, what do you think the intransitive is? Yeah, it's kieru, which unpredictable because, well, actually, Su and Edu. Su and Edu. Yeah, about that. And then there's like the super groups. What I call the super groups, like the Kairu group. Kairu and Kairu. Kairu is kind of special, so it's like no, Kairu is Kairu more common than Kairu. I don't know, but those create supergroups. So there's a couple, I call them supergroups. So groups that go beyond pairs. They are like they're pairs within pairs. They're a group of pairs. Like return and exchange is a group of pairs. They might even be triplets or quadruplets. I don't actually know. It'll be interesting to see if they cover that. Like the Kairu and Kairu supergroup. There's also like a pivot, like Modoru. And then there's like give and use, like Tsukaru. tsukuru, right? Tsukuru, to make, right? So skaru, skau, and tsukuru, there's beyond pairs. There's like kanji relations as well. Interesting. We're only coming to the tip of the fun iceberg, and it's really fun to read grammar and see if there is like if I noticed the patterns from winging it. You gotta love linguistics.
風でろうそくが消える。
Interesting. This, even though this is spoken by the intransitive, English is kind of ambiguous. The English translation is a bit ambiguous.
木からバナナが落ちる。
Right?
木からバナナを落とす。
Yes, and then the English is ambiguous here. Interesting. In Japanese, the two ways in which all verbs can be described are in act or emotion, right? Dosaku, doka, dosa, dosa, and in action, motion upon something. Sayo. Although they are not traditionally grouped this way, suru and naru may also be thought of as transitive and intransitive pair. That's kind of how I sort of treat it for some time, suru naru. This is due to suru always implying that something is being controlled or acted upon, yeah, while naru just simply becomes something, right? It implies that it happens to it, it changes and whatnot. I imagine it's not quite it, but it's kind of a useful way to think of it when you're making relationships between suru and naru. There are quite a lot of things like, did your stomach do something? Or like, for example, like what were you talking about your stomach? Your stomach becomes something, right? It becomes a specific state, or things become a specific state, except instead of getting or it like resulting, it's kind of weirder to say. So I use this contrast between suru and naru to figure out like, okay, so you're probably going to use naru to describe your health becoming something, like you're becoming ill, but you could say a different way, possibly with an action. Naru was the very purpose of making this contrast for me. Naru is one of the, you know, you first get introduced to suru. Suru is so versatile, right? But then immediately, not long later, naru becomes like equally as versatile, because it often serves as the utility that matches suru. There's also a couple others like yaru and kuru and iku, but yeah, suru and naru are the boss. They are the boss. 来年からアメリカに住むことにした。Right, that's just to decide. Yeah, I've decided. And then how do they write this? 来年からアメリカに okay, and then なる, so that's I'm going to live. Yep. such an interesting thing. And this is what I talked about yesterday about when people talk about Japanese being context-based, right? And the idea is that the usage of these things require that you understand the context in which you're going to use it, right? This might not be the greatest example because all of this usage is nearly the same, right? It is the same. So you will require even more context, but oftentimes yesterday's example was what was it? Nakete and naide and whatnot, and kara and demo or node. I was referring to like how specific things have to be used with specific things, and that is one way about saying context-based things. But then this, in my opinion, illustrates why English is context-based too. But English is context-based not necessarily in a mechanical way, but in a descriptive way. Like when, and I encountered this pretty much every time nearly every time I talk to someone online. From next year, I'm going to live in America. If they say that, I'm like, what do you mean? Like, do you mean, is this your choice, or why from next year are you going to live in America? Because you would need to explain why are you saying going to, like, or something like that. The word that we used yesterday was because. When someone says because, like, I have no idea what you mean. Like, you have to explain most of the time. Although in Japanese, it's kind of neat that what you use, that's the context that provides what the intent is. When you say from next year I'm going to live in America, it doesn't actually tell you anything about whether it's your choice or you have to. Like, there's no way to know. So you would have to follow up. So whenever I'm speaking to people in English, it's far yappier in a way, which is pretty interesting. I would consider this as a, like, there's quite a bit of compression in the intent. So it's very it almost feels like it's naturally more concise. However, that's not good or bad. I'm not saying being like condensing your sentences and trying to fit in as much nuance is a bad or good thing. It's something you practice. Strangely enough, though, I think Japanese, I don't know if this has a strong correlation or not, but English has become very Japanese. I don't know which came first, but the idea is that nowadays online, in very specific communities that are very receptive to the interest in Japanese culture and whatnot, their English actually kind of reflects that too. So when you say from next year I'm going to live in America, it actually imposes that it's beyond their control most of the time. Like, I would say a little, maybe 70% and 30%. Rarely when someone is saying going to and whatnot, they're implying that they chose to do so. They're usually saying that they're doing it because they don't know what they're doing, or it's just happening. So that's kind of the idea where, okay, then how would you clarify this? From next year, I have chosen to go to live in America, versus from next year, I'm going to live in America. This is still ambiguous, but you can separate them by saying, from next year, I have to go live in America. From next year, I chosen, or I have chosen to go to America. So you would have to separate these in English, which online, the less words you say, the more condensed it is. Everyone has to be on the same page. And for me, that's where the fun begins. This is why I ask questions at nearly every single comment, because the natural order of English is to assume that there's a nuance like Japanese where it's implied. Like if they say, oh, I'm doing homework, they mean I have to do homework. So like, oh, today I went to work. Right? Today I went to work. This is, I have to go to work. That's usually what most people are implying now. But you don't know, because today I went to work, right? Or I will, let's just say, go to work. Today I will go to work. Oftentimes that's implying I have to go to work. But you don't know. You wouldn't know today I will go to work whether it is that they have to go to work or they've chosen to go to work. And those are the two things that kind of imply these things too. So, or more related to passivity and active. And I often use the phrase, are you making a proactive thing? Or are you passive? And usually I ask people every single time. Like, it's without fail the stock question I typically ask. I'm basically like giving away my intentions all the time. This is the explicit nature of me asking questions. When someone says, oh yeah, man, this game sucks. Is that because you've determined that it sucks? Or that you passively think it sucks? Because one requires conscious, proactive thought. The other one is it just happens. And, both of them are interesting. But passive means that it can be hard to continue discussion. So if someone is telling me that a game sucks, are they telling me they want to talk about it, or they don't want to talk about it? If it's passive, then they don't really want to talk about it. They just simply want to tell you that the game sucks. If it's proactive, you still have to ask a question to figure out if it's proactive or not. So this is very, in my opinion, things like this makes Japanese quite appealing, I would say. There's a chance this is appealing to people who play video games or are really interested in Japanese culture, because you actually kind of have to learn your intents in the language itself. In my opinion, English does have this. It's simply adding more words, or one would say it's simply adding more words, but online people don't like to use words. They don't like to say more than they have to. So in a way, to cut to the chase, English, in my opinion, has become context-based. And the context has to be provided by additional English statements. So it becomes more wordier than Japanese. And that's kind of very elegant. I think this is what I've come to very appreciate about Japanese. While you have to learn these things, right? It also makes your Japanese technically, it makes you feel that Japanese is more efficient. And I feel like more efficient language or condensed language is appealing to internet folks. So instead of having to add another statement, like in English, you actually have to say, I will be living in America starting next year due to something that is beyond my control. That is legitimately what you, in my opinion, you literally have to say in English, for better or for worse, right? And when someone sees this, in my opinion, people say, well, that is wordy and takes more effort. And then they look at Japanese, it's like, oh, okay, well, I just need to remember the rule. And then when I say this, I don't need to explain myself. At least the idea of English needing to be explained by a subjunctive, or like not a subjunctive, a subordinate clause, right? Due to work matters beyond my direct control, that's a subordinate clause, right? Subordinate on explaining why you will be living in the United States. I think such a interesting thing as I've been learning Japanese, where it's very fitting. Japanese is quite fitting for a very specific audience. Obviously, I appreciate the elegance and conciseness of Japanese while learning its grammar and its usage, but I also love, I really like the English language as well, because the act of communication is it's inherent to the act of communication in the United States. Like when you meet strangers, there's an inherent necessity or encouragement for verbosity, or like to explain things. In Japanese, as a reflection of its culture, there are very concise rules and usages that allows them to not have to continuously yap, right? Not that it's one or the other, like their language created the culture or the culture created the language, but in observation, right, in hindsight, it reflects their culture. When you're talking to someone in public, you yap less if the rules are more concise and condensed. In English, it's the opposite. And then just so happens, I'm not saying all Americans or all English speakers don't like talking to people. I'm talking about a very specific group of people who pre-select themselves to not wanting to talk to people, which is like people who game, who stream, like watch streams, who rely on parasocial relationships, and they are English speakers. When they are English speakers, their English, in my opinion, are colloquially deficient to have detailed oriented discussions with another person. They are inherently very much trying to condense their usage of English, which in my opinion is deficient. It's not sufficient. It can even reach to a point where you get to a point when you ask someone, hey, can you explain this to me? It's like, I can't. Like, well, try describing the things. Like, what do I describe? How do I describe it? Like, well, eventually you're going to have to explain this in detail, explaining communication, right, in English. So that's how I see where English is. When someone says yo, I'm like, okay, I have no idea what yo means anymore. Like, it could be yo, hello, yo, hey, pay attention to this, yo, I have something to tell you. Yeah, like, that's English has none of that nuance, in my opinion. Like, in the same way, you use words and explainers and subordinate clauses and modifiers, the subjunctive, to communicate in English. But in Japanese, you might not have to, in a different way. Okay. Nothing related. 80, pretty solid. All right, cool. So many thoughts when looking at the grammar of another language. To do over, to redo, transitive. Now, why is there one for this? Okay. So, else, or to fix. I was thinking more to fix, but to redo. Oh, I see what. So naosu is a verb that means to fix or to redo. It is used when saying that something needs to be done a second time, usually due to the results quality being insufficient the first time. To use naosu, it will need to be attached to the mas form of any verb, mas stem of any verb. Oh, I see. Yeah, I commonly refer to these as compound verbs, which obviously that's not the case. Or that's maybe not what people call it, but then that means I'm expecting grammar points on nearly all of the compound verbs that I've encountered so far. Like things like kosu. Kosu being attached, skeru being attached, or literally being attached. Maybe like directional ones. Dasu. Actually, I think dasu might have already, one part of it already covered. Dekiru, like all the dekirus. So all the compound verbs, if this is to go off of.
髪がちゃんと染まってなかったので染め直します。
染め。Dye? Okay. I see. They're adding... Okay. Huh. That's... I see how they're separating it. However, when I think about the compound verb, because my hair wasn't properly dyed, I will re-dye it, is what I mean by a compound verb. But I can see what just saying, oh yeah, here it is, like this one. But that's fair. Largely because they use the conditional. Node, right? So that they separated the thing because technically the subject is inferred. Okay, I see.
フェンスを塗り直す。
フェンスを塗り That is a different 塗り直す That is paint though. Hanzu paint. With suru verbs, the conjugation rules are slightly different. Okay, right. Suru will become shi, right? And then naosu will be connected to in the regular fashion. Right, because suru is irregular. In some situations, suru may be replaced with yaru. Oh, there's yaru. That was mentioned in the naru and suru. There's yaru. Yaru is the other one. A very casual equivalent of suru. Yeah. As yaru is a u verb, it will be conjugated to yari. Yari naosu. Yep. So slowly but surely, it's basically a review of all the patterns that I've noticed, which is interesting.
お客様に挨拶をし直す。
お客様に I just got something like this. Something like to draw, to draw near. Aisatsu. So like I welcome, or this says the one, like this is the newest thing that I just got. So push open. I don't understand why they used push open for this. Maybe there's something else on it. I think of this as welcome. And then you welcome and you draw near. So aisatsu, to greet someone, to welcome them. Aisatsu o shinaosu. Oh, it's just shi. Okay.
プロポーズはやり直すことができないから緊張している。
緊張してる。緊張している。 I am nervous and continue to be nervous. That's kind of how I see those things all the time. Yeah, okay. Okay. Naosu should not be confused with yes, Naosu. So these are the supergroups that I'm talking about. So Naosu is one of the supergroups. The kanji nao literally means straight or direct and implies that one should straighten out something. Yeah. And naosu for heal and mend is like the treatment of things. And then I imagine where we'll get all the kaeru and kairu separations, which using wanikani, right, just to learn all the vocabulary words and whatnot disjointedly, they're all grouped together right now. Like all of those words in my head are grouped together. And then when I go through the grammar, I'm learning to separate them now. Because I wasn't concerned about going out of my way to say, all right, well, let's read about this kairu versus that kairu. And naosu is one of them. It's one of the super groups, or I call them the super groups. Groups that go beyond intransitive and transitive pairs. They simply are homonyms and just consider homonyms. They have different usage. Until then, 55%. This is the lowest sense. What the? Bunpro, what are you doing? Well, these sentences are going to be interesting to look at. Let's look at what. Okay. Omoi naosu. Right. お客様し直す. Okay. フェンス. Right. 挨拶かけ直す. 書き直す. Oh no, 書き直す. Right. お前リビングちゃんと. I'm just going down the left right now. I started more regularly reading vertically than horizontally. Like I typically either read one column and then move to the next column. It's kind of weird. For whatever reason, now I'm more like, it's more relaxing to read down a list than read like this way across the row. So pardon me when I'm scrolling and then scrolling back up. 洗い物. And then 持ち直す. So these are gonna all be new to me. Okay, so yeah, because it's based on learn on. I'm guessing at least these are gonna be N4 groups. So they're not accounting at the moment, right? For where the N4 group is going to be. So I'm anticipating that it's going to go up to 80 the moment the N4 group is covered in terms of vocabulary. I'm making note of this because I talked to someone 2 days ago and I made the comment that in most, it feels like if you complete the curriculum, the subsequent group, so the N4 group, I haven't completed the N4 vocabulary group yet. The only time this widget was available to me was after I completed the N5 vocabulary group and then looked backwards on the N5 grammar group. And I was making the comment to this person that I think the Bunpro team did quite, I don't know if it was coincidence or not, but they wrote their example sentences in the N5 group, where if you knew the N5 vocabulary, nearly all of their entries and their sentences is within, in my opinion, the range of comprehensible inputs when it comes to vocabulary exposure, which I feel this will still remain true. For now, though, I can't confirm that until we check off all the N4 vocabulary, which I'm going through regardless if I know them or not. Looking at this list, right, I think I know most of these on recognition, on reading what they mean. Like tate naosu, right? Like these things are not, and all of these are and beyond N5, but I still know how to read them. I wouldn't know whether they're N4 or N3 or N2. Like I don't remember that stuff. I don't keep track of that stuff. Wanikani staggers all of those things in a diminish curve. Stagger diminishly. Okay. Anyways. So those are our 3 vocabulary things. Okay. So pass. Wait. Oh, wait. What? Oh, pass. I still need to conjugate the ending for
私のア
deru.
イスクリームを兄に食べられた。
Aperata. Okay, so I still need to conjugate the reru to the pass. Right. Mushiを集めた。Okay, mushi ga as standard intransitive. But okay, and then they give you the verb and you can already see it's intransitive. This is the transitive and intransitive pair. So they give you the transitive version in the past tense. That's kind of neat. I actually kind of like this. I wonder if they can make this into an exercise. Like, there's Kaijugator, you know, like the Kaijugation thing, right? Where they test conjugation. But I kind of like this too. Like, have an extra, I don't know if it's a feature on the Kaijugator thing, but it would be kind of nice to have transitive intransitive pair as a context clue or as a visual recognition while doing conjugation, because now you're conjugating. You can still conjugate within this pair, but also look at the transitive and intransitive pairing. That's interesting. I haven't even thought about that at the moment. In my head, I think about these things. Like sometimes in Wanikani, for example, in Wanikani, if you learn the transitive, right? This is the transitive one. I kind of said this earlier, but if I forget, like, so Wanikani does this shortcut, which I personally don't really like. They teach you the transitive pair, but they're a kanji specific app. So this is atsu, right? Oops. So this is atsu, and because they focus on reads of the kanji, that's atsu. And then later on, when atsumaru, right, atsumaru comes up, they would say, oh, you already know the transitive, it's the same read, yay, right? So then that's how you have to remember it. You have to remember atsumeru, right? You have to remember atsumeru in order to remember atsumaru. So what they do is they save having to do reading again. And it was one of my personal criticisms, because if you're acting as a reference, you say it again. You say it, like, you know, you write it again because you're a reference. You're not taking shortcuts. Like in a resource textbook, redundancy is why it's a reference. When you say, oh, okay, so you already know this, so that's good. Now we're not going to write it in the reading section for this character. And then when you go back to this, then you have to go back to this. So every time you forget Atsumaru in the flashcards, you go to it, it's like, oh, okay, now I have to go find the flashcard for Atsumeru, right? And that's linear thought. That's a linear thought that can be frustrating. If A leads to B, then if you can't understand B, you have to go back to A. And if A requires that you go back to A not, then it's another step, as opposed to reinforcing all the steps and then allowing you to go forward and backwards, which is what I typically do, right? So this is neat here where you can see them next to each other, which Wanikani does not do. That's not their priority. So I'm not saying that they should or should not do it. The priority is understanding the relationship between reads of the kanji. So I wasn't like all up in arms. You adapt. How I do it is we do it forwards and backwards. And then I basically remind myself, what I ended up doing is to remind myself what are the pairings. So I actually know that Atsumeru and Atsumaru it's Maru and Meru are the endings for Atsu. So I created, instead in Wanikani, I created pairs for this that's tethered by the same read. And bringing back to the current present, Bunpro, that's what I mean by, oh, Keru and Karu are a very reliable ending pair for transitive and intransitive. So is Maru and Meru. Actually, most e and most a pairs are very reliable. This is a Maru and Meru pair, so it's just me in front, like m. It's the m row is what I call it. The m row. As opposed to column. Anyways, I'm in full circle here. Wait, my spelling? Oh.
虫を集めた。虫が集まった。
I like this. I really like how they did this one. この文章書く方がいいよ。So we take. Do we have to take just a stem? Or is it more like?
「この文章を書き直した方がいいよ」
So we take the stem, ma stem here. Like how I thought about it is I took the ma stem, and then they said something about. I remember them saying something about having to use the mas form of. Oh no! Wait. Oh, you don't have to. Oh, I used the past tense. This says past, but they would accept naosu? Interesting. And then I kind of remember some comment about using the mas. Oh no, the mas stem. Okay, but I didn't know for sure if they wanted. Oh, okay. Wait, they still will take Naosu here. Huh. Interesting. I guess I'll fill it out in the future. Oh, wait. No. We're done. We're done with that. And then let's go on to our 20 vocabulary words. Okay. It's almost 9. We have 19 minutes till 9, so we'll go back to Wanikani after doing some reviews here. Soul. Oh no. Which soul are we talking about? Appearing that, seeming that, looking like, having the appearance of. Okay, so N5 had a bunch of soul, right? Like for common things, but now we're filling in the grammar. There's quite a lot of grammar, or at least vocabulary words with grammar tied to them in the vocabulary N5 group that I'm familiar with their grammar because of the verb, like because of the vocabulary word usage early on, but the grammar doesn't come until later. It's interesting how they go about that. A word used to make guesses about appearances, often with low confidence. Oh, sorry. Yeah. But we're in vocabulary now. But I feel like there's certain vocabulary words that require explanation. This one, I'm not sure if they explained all of Soul. Oh yeah, let's go through it quickly first. So I don't know which part, maybe auxiliary, okay. Right. 駐車場 Okay. 美しい 重い 重い not yeah 重い. Sorry, I had to check my sound profile. I look at this and I say two different things. I say omoi just to test if it's nakataka, and then I say omoi for atamadaka. I mean modaka. I forgot if it's going down or up. Odaka. I think that's Odaka. To double check, and then I look at the pitch accent to see if the thing that I think is correct or what I think sounds right when I'm saying it is in check with pitch accent. So that's what I do on the first pass, and then testing my kanji recognition, not my vocabulary recognition, my kanji recognition from Wanikani. So that's the first loop. So can't really do anything, but I'm saying so instead of so, right? So, and then 駐車場 instead of 駐車場, you can have 駐車場, which there are certain 3 characters that rise in the middle and then come down at the end, but this is 駐車場. And then I'm looking at the kanji, right? This is kind of like stay car, stop car, place, stop car, place. And then this is beauty with e adjective, right? 美しい is gonna be a problem though. Maybe not. Okay, anyways, back to where we are. So, 汚す. 汚す. 汚す is... that's hard, actually. The meaning is not the problem, but more so the read. Come back to it. Kai. This is kind of hard too. Kai. What was it? Deep. So Fukai was pool, car. What was the onyomi? Let's say it's or N or Shin probably. Subarashi. Ooh. I'm gonna have to write some stuff for these. So what is that? So like onyomi so and clear up or something. Yeah, does it even have an onyomi? Se. I don't think I've ever used se. And then this one is the unique read. Yatta. 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 We're fine with that. It's fine. Toka. I'm not fine with this. What is this? Oh. Well, that's certainly something. I'll come back to reading it in a bit. It's taking flat value. Kana words are taken. Kana things are taken for face value. Interesting that they have specified. Hankoku. So this actually does refer to the Korean Empire. Interesting. Hankoku. I had wondered if there was a distinction or not. So they still use Kankoku to refer to the historical Korean Empire. I wondered about it because in Chinese there's Hangul, there's Hangul, and there's also Han or Hanbei or something like that, like North Korea. So, miso. Miso is special. Just gotta know. You know when you know. So, okay. Alright. That's face value for now. Ningyo. Ne? Ningyo. Ningyo is sort of special. The gyo is special. Hiking. Self-explanatory. 歴史 so 歴史歴史履歴者履歴者履史 yeah 履 no 履履歴履歴史履歴書履歴書 okay, so I remember Reki. I don't remember the Ri. Oh, I do remember the Ri. I'm thinking of history. Rekishi. Reki, and then Shi. Rireksho. This one stinks in Wanikani. Like, they use this one as black hole. I still remember this. I have a I'm not the biggest fan, but I still remember it. It's something about like loitering around in a hole and you forgot to read, so you lost your shoes. Whew. Pretty sure. Hang on. I don't even know, like, what was it? Was it footwear? Yeah, it's footwear. You lost your footwear? Because the other two is Haku. This is part of Haku. I think we might have already gotten Haku. And then probably like Kimono. Kimono. Shimeru. No, not Shimeru. Sorry, I immediately read Titan on the right, but that's not Titan. Akira Meru. Yeah, this is Akira. I think this is the only use that I have seen. Yeah. Don't quite remember how Akira works. And it's the only read as well. I don't remember any other read so far. But I imagine there's at least something like retiring. What are the components? Stand, towel. Okay. Alright. Typhoon. Typhoon. Sorry, typhoon, not typhoon. Typhoon. Hotondo. Wait, have we not gotten Hotondo? Oh no, we haven't. Nigai is special. Okay. Jiko, or incident, accident, Jiko. Alright, let's go through this. So, the word used to make guesses about appearance, often with low confidence. Often with low confidence. Knowledge to. Ashita wa haresou da. Okay. It's another soul. That's all I can say about that. I think we have two soul. We have an entry for soul. Another entry for like acknowledgement. And then soul for that. And then soul desu ka and soul desu. So there's 4 entries for soul so far in the vocabulary section. I think I'm okay with chūshajo. Designated area for stopping vehicles such as cars. Utsukushi, maybe not. We'll come back to it. An adjective used to describe something that is visually pleasing or attractive. Omoi. Omoi is okay. An adjective indicating that something has a significant weight. This one gets me sometimes. Because, omoi there are other ways to kind of indicate slowish, sluggish, or lacking energy that isn't omoi. So that's kinda questionable. I think we turned something into a 50-50 now. Okay, yogosu is when we're gonna need to add a note here. A verb to make something unclean. Alright. So was it ka? Or was it o? Oh, it was o. Okay. Alright, so o to yo go okay. Okay. Not the greatest. They're nouns. Fukai is not the greatest either. Do something for that. An objective describing something with a significant distance from top to bottom, right? A type of deep. Although it is also figurative deep. What is it? Shin? Yeah. Oh, I remember this mnemonic actually. Okay. Oh. Subarashi is that's gonna be a tough one. Oh no, wait, maybe it's not. Yeah, it's kind of. Let's add something for that too. Full elements or yeah, gotta do here up the animals who have su and ba. What did I use for ba? Okay. All right. An adjective expressing admiration or approval for something excellent. Okay, fair enough. Yatta. In exclamation expressing excitement, accomplishment, or enthusiasm. Fair enough. Okay, so I need some help here. Oka. A word that is used to suggest additional examples or options within a category of action or items. How does this contrast with nado? Nado? Nado. I don't want to see one. Oh no, it kind of functions. It kind of functions in the same place too. あれの弟とかいい人に会った。Don't know. Don't know. Huh. Okay. Okay. That one's a problem. Hankoku, not too bad. A country in East Asia known for its rich history, makeup products, and idol groups. I like the nod to idol groups and makeup products. Rich history kind of describes a lot of things. Miso You know when you know. A traditional Japanese seasoning made from fermented soybeans, often used in soup and sauces. Oh, and it also, yeah, there are other derogatory, well, not necessarily derogatory, but just weakling and weak person is down here. That's why it's blurred out. Okay. All right. Ah, ah, ah. I need to hear this.
あ
Ah, okay. It's not as dramatic. The word used for expressing either agreement or something far from the speaker and listener. Let me see. あれはああいう人、人、oh no no 人間、人間、this is 人間 right because it's different, yeah 人間だ。
彼はああいう人間だ。
ああいう人間だ。いい。Okay, tack on that to Toka. 人形 son, a toy or figurine made in the likeness of a human or creature. Alright, hold up. Alright, okay. Hiking. A non-Japanese word for an outdoor activity involving walking in nature, often on trails or paths. Fair enough. This might need... what it's being used for. Reki. Continuation. Heck. We'll have to come back to this. I am not sure. A document that provides a summary of a person's educational and professional background, right? And then what is this? Akirameru. The action of relinquishing efforts or aspiration, often due to perceived impossibility. Right. Okay. Taifu. A large, powerful storm system with strong winds and heavy rainfall, typically occurring in the western Pacific Ocean. Yeah, that's actually something very specific. Although, despite their defining as typhoon and hurricane are regional, or like the terminology is regional, hence the western Pacific Ocean. Hotondo. So, an adverb that indicates that something is almost entirely or predominantly true, right? What is its kanji that it uses? Yeah, not too familiar. No. Nigai could be a problem. Oh, give it a go for now. What's a coup? No. Oh, maybe not. Yeah, it was coup. and suffering. Okay. And Jiko is fine. An unexpected and undesirable event that causes harm or okay. Alright. And it's gone.明日は晴れそうだ。
このスーパーの駐車場はどこかな？
彼女ほど美しい人を見たことがありません。
Wow, I went for a loop there. I'm like, 彼女ほど、美しい、人を、and then it went like, 見た、right? When, 見たことがありません. I'm like, wait, what? Did you just? It was like, oh, never seen. It's interesting.
そのガラスの置物は重いですか？
食べ物で服を stained.
食べ物で服を汚す。
この川は深いので入らないで。
It's gone. Wait.
彼女のピアノの演奏はとても素晴らしかった。
やった。テストでいい点を取ったぞ。
彼の弟とかいう人に会った。
韓国へ旅行をする。
スーパーで味噌を買わなくてはいけません。
彼はああいう人間だ。
あなたはどんな人形が欲しいの？
僕の趣味はハイキングです。
君はちゃんと履歴書を持ってきたの？
Oh, got the transitive.
私の母は絶対に諦めません。
来週あたりに台風が来るらしい。
彼はほとんど毎日白いシャツを着ている。
ピーマンは苦いです。
ピーマン。Huh. Where that comes from?
事故に遭う。
Alright. Lessons accomplished. We still have 44 minutes for the rest of the Wanikani stuff. So let's go hit our grammar. Alright. What do we have? With Sudo. Oh no. Do I need to like only be contrary with the step O?
怖いことはしにくいです。
I don't. Okay. Okay. Regret. Without. United. Oops.
後悔しないでいきたい。
Okay.
日本の人口がどんどん減る。
Oh no. Oh no. Go bathroom and then come back. Oh no. I guess we would use kudu here, right? So like, or wait.
トイレに行ってきます。
Ikimasu. Oh, that makes sense now. I know what itekimasu means now. Oh, okay. Anyways. All right. Okay, so this is the going. So this is the iku. Okay, so iku.
友達にプレゼントを買っていく。
Take just buy. That was the dakede. だけで。
一緒に時間を過ごすだけで仲良くなりました。
仲良くなりました。This is because you can. So we're using nakte regardless. Two nakte. One is this is like for the so how does this work? Uh, I don't know how you would. So it's a verb, right? So you take oh, cannot, sir. So it's negative. But I don't know, negative. These are negative. So like or okay.
お茶しか出せなくてすみません。
それらの畳はいい匂いがしている。
英語の教師が生徒の親と話している。教師、娘さんはだんだん英語が上手くなってきました。
How about expanding to include the extra nuance within? Or like
昨日の練習はしやすかった。
is it past tense? Past tense. Um 答えなくて no tough probably づらい so 答えづらいことを聞かれた。
答えづらいことを聞かれた。
Oh, that was a little high in the beginning. 2 anytime いつでも電話に出るから。Oh yeah, right.
いつでも電話に出るから。
Normalization? Wait. I need to do something with... Oh, wait. I just add? No. I need to, I need to conjugate. Suru. How do I conjugate? Do you take the stem? Oh, no. I think you just abandon. Oh, that's why they mean by nominalization. Benkyou no kata. What? Wait. You got a verb. Then you have a suru verb. Oh, it needs shikata. Because it's how that one. Do not question.
文法の勉強の仕方を教えてください。
That's right. So it's just the suru verb. The nouns do not require it, I think. Or like a noun dash phrase. This one's gonna be a problem. This one's gonna take some time. There's another one coming up that's gonna take some time too. Is this the other? Like, oh no. We talked about this one, right? Did it? No? Oh no, this is probably a disc. Oh, okay. Just they're asking for a casual. Okay. だがね。
本当は私がしなくてはならない。だがね、君にしてほしい。
Oh, だがね。The other way around. だが。Not dislike and probably. Could you try another way of conjugating this structure? Oh, that is a. What happens with an adjective? Right? Is that? I think that's what it's alluding to. That is an adjective. So we can use ja to dewa. Ira ja. No? Am I crazy? Oh no. This is e adjective. No. Kire. Yeah, no. E adjective. So e adjective requires something different too. Oh man, this is so tough. So e adjective would be hiraku. Hiraku nakute. Try checking your kanji. Wait, what? Now I'm all sorts of confused. Let's just do what I originally thought. So we have kira. Oh, wait. Wait. No. Yeah. No, that's fine. What? Or is it? I don't know what it's. I have no idea. So the only other one would be like, I generally have no idea. Oh. What? Oh yeah. It is a non-adjective, right? So
嫌い嫌いではなくて
I must have dropped the E when I thought it was a... Yeah, I must have dropped the E. That's gonna be a tough one. Because I'm pretty sure the verb is different. The verb is different. E adjectives, you drop the E. Non-adjectives, you include everything, but you use either dewa or ja, and then you have nakute. E adjectives require the MAKU, the conjunctive form. So you would need to be ku and then nakute. Nouns are treated like non-adjectives. So oof. And then there are 3 irregulars, right? We have yoku. Yoku shi suru. So shinakute, yokunakute, and ninakute, which is kuru. That one is going to take some time. We got 27 minutes. Let's go hit up some vocabulary here. How many? 120. Not that. Oops. It's the
学校
ending.
に着く
To thin down. It's not hit. It's not hit. You get thinner. Either. I can see the character. As a blender. と、seru. Something about the yard. Aya? Yaseru? It's just ya. Yaseru.
彼女は痩せるために運動をしているらしい。
Ah, good. Good.
あなたが日本語を勉強する理由は何？
Okay. That's gonna be a 50-50. Uh-oh. No ability for sure. What was the accompanying character? Oh, it was something like no tai. No, it's power. Oh,
自分の能力を活かせるような仕事をしたいと考えている。
Oh.
「リモコンでテレビのスイッチを入れる」。
八百屋のお兄さん、今日はまだスイカは売れていません。
What? Oh, wait.
地下に行く。
集合する場所はどこですか？
Something suit? Right. Uh-oh. Oh, wait. Oh, no. Definitely suits. But was it eyes? I thought it had something to do with look. Oh, oh, look. Function. Whoops. shoot. Ku. Oh no, it's ku. Kuai. Oh, what? Not coal. Oh, goal. We're not using goal. This is special. How's that not Guai? Look good with these jeans. Maybe it's not. No, that's condition. Condition. My bad. Au. It uses au. Me. Me? The suit. Resemble. 似合う。あ、似合う。
このジーンズにこのシャツは似合うかな？
兄の指は細いです。
あなたの息子の名前の由来は何ですか
？Yo, what? Yo, what? Hmm.
雨が降った後は水たまりができて滑りやすいので走らないでください。
私の隣にいるのは母です。
Not. What is next? What next are we talking about? Like, guy.
来シーズンこそは金メダルを取るつもりだ。
That's gonna be a problem. Barely. Has a weaker nuance?
彼はまあまあ背が高い。
Oh. Definitely coal. Form of communication. Probably contact. So carry. Ben probably. Or un. Un something. Or den.
彼からずっと連絡がないのでとても心配をしています。
I have to write something. Nendak is probably gonna be a rough one. What is that like? Carry. Yeah, it's a tank. It's the duck. Duck, that's the weak one. Oh, Daku work. Okay. I have no idea. The Dendok is gonna be a problem. Goodness gracious. Okay. That's a weak one.
3年前に彼女とデートでここのレストランへ行った。
テレビのリモコンを見つける。あなたは海外旅行をしたことがありますか？あのコーチは怖いです。
Okay. The 50-50 now. Okay, so Zuto is continuously. Yato is like finally or at last or barely. Just that Tai is, I thought it, okay, that Tai probably the 50-50 possibly. I have no idea. No. They're like a for sure. Oh. There's a always. What is it? No. Is it? No. I don't think it's not that either. Although that's a problem too. I don't know what that word is. Always? What is always? Kanada? It's not Kanada, is it? Oh, or maybe it's like that. Tiny. It's wait. Then it has to be Kanadazu.
寝るときは必ず家の鍵を閉めたか確認するようにしている。
Okay, it's gonna be like a 50-50. absolutely in German is unbet. I have no idea how you go about that. It sounds like unbetting. Alright, so now I realize that there are two words. We have anarazu and zettai ni. Alright, I have to pay attention. But there is a particle in that other one. Hmm.
今年は2021年です。
Oh. Wait. Yeah.
「ナイフを携帯して
I had a
歩いては
typo.
いけません」
I'm like, there's no other word. Currently, anyway. Hmm.
ケシカスを集める。
They didn't use correction suru. Okay. Oh. Okay. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Wait. Oh no. It's like stretch. Pretty sure it's like stretch. What are the stretch? Oh, let's draw. No. Not hang up. Hang that up. I have two hangs. It's probably not hang. Right, not hang. Something like kakeru. It's definitely stretch. But what is the read on stretch? What's the ending on? Or like to cover something. They're probably the same word. Cross. Not pull out. Oh, it could be. No. Put on one's. As to wear. I typed all those already. Like to put on something. That's to tie or to fasten. Shimeru. No. I was thinking something like tighten. Oh, man. It's Cho, I think. I'm looking for another read for Cho. Nobiru. Tateru is not even one of the. I don't think Tateru is even a choice at the moment. Like to stand up something. I'm actually kind of curious. This is more like construct, right? Yeah, like stretching or putting up a. Okay. Is it Nobiru? I don't think it's Nobiru, right? Do something else. You can't use Hirugaru, right? Wait, is it? No, Hirogaru. Oh no, that's intransitive though. I need a transitive. I don't know. Wait. No. Dang it. Is it Kabu? It's Kabu. Kabuseru. No? What? Hmm. Probably not Okosu. I swear it's even more confusing by the translation than anything. Maybe it's like Skeru or something. I genuinely have no idea. I've gone over so many words, like how many, and I'm avoiding construction. I'm avoiding like builds. Like there's no build, right? Like skuru, I mean make a tent, you know? Skuru. Like tateru. It was like one of those things you just have to know. Yeah, I think so. I have no idea what this is. I do know what it is though. Like what I mean is I had problems with this already. I had problems with this multiple times. And I thought it was really kaburu. Or kabu, like a kabuseru or kabu, something like that. So, hang on. How about the lengthwise? I remember being placed lengthwise, which is like, it's kind of like stretch across is what that's trying to do. It's not watasu, right? There's no way it's like, or like iki watasu. I don't even know if that's a thing. I'm so upset right now. I'm really upset right now. I don't understand. I think this is just gonna be a pass. I really think it's kaburu. Is it haku? That's just wearing again. Can't believe it's not kabuseru. Okay. Is it oku? I doubt it. That's just placing. Where? I'm so upset about this right now. This is triggering me so much. Like I would have to write a special note about this. Man, so dissatisfying. It's not open. And did I try good? Good is intransitive though. I try kakeru to hang some. Definitely a verb. Can't be a pseudo verb. Or it can be a pseudo verb. Not in this input style. Not suspend. Like. Okay. Out of direction. Not a plain verb. Is it a plain? No, it can't be a plain verb. Like. It's an opportunity strength. Opportunity strength. All I can think about is undo right now. Oh. Oh. Wait. Like. No, wait. Like, no. I don't think. I think I'm not on the right track here. I was thinking Noboru or something. No. Wait, is it? Oh no. Okay. Not. We already tried Hikidasu. Oh, I could be on the right track. What else? We already tried to put on something, right? Like some weird decision. It could be kaburu. No, yeah, we already tried kaburu. I think we're just gonna have to give up here. Shame. Certainly not to tie or fasten. Right, shimeru. Incoming digression, I can tell you that. I have a really big digression about this. It's not that big. Yeah, I have no idea. But it... Oh, it is. It is stretch. Oh, I had the wrong ending. Dang, that sucks. I had the wrong ending. It was stretch. Oh, I was thinking stick and paste, but I was thinking of tsuku, as in like attaching things. Okay, so I have a bone to pick. I'm not, this is a nuance of something else. I have a bone to pick with this. Put up is poor English, in my opinion. Like this, even if we were saying, if we were to, like, I will put up a tent. I don't like put up in with. So that to me doesn't tell me very much either. You could write to, like, I don't even know what put up means, but I do know it had something to do with stretching. But the thing is, man, Haru, and you know what's sad? You know what's so disappointing about it? Haru is recent. Well, guess I'll write a. I actually wrote
キ
a
ャンプで
note.
テン
Yeah,
トを張る。
I actually even wrote a note about it. You know what? I could edit this. It was Cho. I just didn't know what the read was. I couldn't figure out what the read is on Cho. It was Ha. Let's go look at a bunch of... I'm so triggered by this. Let's go look at why is it the only Ha? No. Yeah. The tricky thing is I wouldn't guess you stretch a tent up because it's not idiomatic to English. It is to me, but I'm not sure about whether it's idiomatic or not. You stretch out a tent. Yeah, you pull and stretch a tent out. But I wouldn't use the word put. Put doesn't tell me much for Japanese though. Because the fabric is stretched. Tents are stretched. Or at least in my opinion. Like when you're going out camping, you stretch out a tent. This is what's disappointing about this is it's a recent one because nawabari is to rope off, which is not a very great example, but nawabari would be haru, haru into hari, and then rendaku for body. Man, all I can think about was, oh, it's stretching over the ground, but I can't. Haru, so let's go rewrite this because this is very annoying. I'm never going camping anymore. I'm kidding. Alright, so we got Cho, stretch. I've already written it multiple times. It's just a multiple problem. Heck. And it wasn't because of the definition. It was because I couldn't remember the read. And the ending. I didn't know what type of ending it was. I thought it was either a boo or a se. A bu or a se. Like seru and buru. It's plain ru. Feels bad, man. So what is this? Cho. Stretch. We changed out what ru is. Oh, I'm surprised this isn't. I also want to separate all the kana words into a separate deck, probably. You would say put up a tent? Yeah, I mean, that's what most people would say. I just don't like the phrase put up. Put doesn't say anything. Is the problem for me. Like, I know people say put up. Pitching a tent is pretty idiomatic too. Yeah, pitching a tent is good. Yeah, pitching a tent is a little bit more descriptive. I don't think put up a tent. I don't use put up a tent. I'm not sure pitching would help though. I think pitching would throw me into the another location. It is gonna be a put and pitch are kind of similar. So it's a different action, right? So put is to affix something into place. So that's why it's put up a tent. And then when you pitch, you're also affixing it to a place. So a pitch, not like, it's also a vocal pitch. A vocal pitch is a specific, like you're affixing something. You're creating a pitch. So when you pitch something up, you are also placing it into place. So a tent, when it's placed, you're affixing it. So you're pitching up a tent or you're putting up a tent. So you're putting it into place. The idea is though, the fabric of the tent is stretched. And it's always stretched across something. So it's across the ground. And that's what I've been telling myself. How to remember that it's this character. But I have no idea. I just didn't know the read. For the life of me, I could not know what the read is. And of course, that's the joy of Japanese, right? Put doesn't help because put is used in other things too, like nao. Like when you fix something, you place something, they're all puts too. Okay. And then what was this? My hawk game is not very strong, it appears. I'll write it for the trouble. Apparently the original meaning of pitch is to thresh something, point it into the ground. Yeah, affix it. You're affixing it to the ground. Yeah. Yep. Just put it into place. Which is the same as stick. I mean, like you stick, you paste, which makes sense, right? To post. Although, like, look at this though, man. Oh. I'll show you a put next time. I'm doing this intentionally, like talking about it and like thinking about all the words and connecting it, because then I will remember it. So if something really stops me, I'll try for a while. So it's great that you're also talking about it. Then it will become more memorable to me. And can add some stuff too. Stretch the put up the tent, stretch do. Well, fine. Huh. Maybe, maybe not. I'll get you next time. Plenty more where that came from. Should have put something about thrusting. Disappointed. Yes, I certainly was. What time is it? I gotta make sure. Alright. We're past our time. But let's do a couple more. Maybe till the next sticking point. Disappointed. I do kind of want to do more new ones. I can't reorganize it based on their newishness, or at least I didn't see an obvious way to do so. Pointed. Sudo. Like, oops. Okay. Oh, this is a kana phrase, right? We went over this.
テストの結果にがっかりする。
Onomatopoeic. I wrote something for both of those. Former.
あなたが住む町の前市長は誰ですか？
Hence. Hustle. Maybe it's... Oh, no, wait. Not that. Yeah, that's definitely the same thing as in can't picture the other character. Something like, it's definitely the same as nervous. or something like that. Uh, like, 緊張?
筋肉が緊張している。
Dude. It's Cho again. the character I couldn't figure out was Cho. Oh no. I think I have a cursed character. Okay, hold up. This is the same thing. This is the same thing. Tight stretch. So it's tense. Incho. They like a tent is very like that's the connection with the tent. I think I might be overdoing this form of input for now, or form of output.
Minasan, konnichiwa.
No. Oh no, wait. Two ways to say this, and unfortunately I still don't know which one it is. I want to say it's
僕は丁寧な言い方より砕けた言い方の方が好きだ。
no. I mean,
あなたの父はとても優しそうです。
Alright.
髪が抜ける。
Excuse me? Yeah? Oh, wait. Got
都
the
会
other
で
life.
生活をする。
Oh,
このラン
added
ドセルは
bright.
軽い。
Mm.
ここに小さな家があります。
That's not.
あのレストランの料理はまずいと友達から聞いた。
I'm so tilted. Ah, dang it.
大雨のせいで川の水が増えています。
まだ名前のついていない虫が世界には何万種類もいるらしい。
What is that last thing? Thing.
「結婚式の準備にはどのくらい時間がかかるの？」
将来は大統領になるのが夢だ。
I have to picture the kanji in my head like every time. That's kind of the exercise. Um,
「明日買い物に行くのはどうですか？」
oh, wait. Oh. Wait. Wait. What? Oh. Okay, that's kind of a 50-50.
あなたは何歳まで生きたいですか？
家の壁をピカピカに磨いてくれてありがとう。
母にメールをする。
What?
あなたは数学が得意ですか？それとも苦手ですか？
私の家の屋根は白だ。
Huh. Rewind that.
ワープロで文を書く。
Oh wait. Wait. Oh no. Wait, I thought it was. Ooh. Like. I I don't really think of it that way though. Oh no. How does culprit work? You have like crime plus犯人。
まさかあの人が犯人だなんて信じられない。
来週までに母の日のプレゼントを用意しなくてはなりません。
It's what is a time period of use? Dang it. Oh, wait. The first character of this is counterintuitive. Determined, right? Like the register, like
学校から家へ歩いている時に定期券を落とした。
say what? Oops.
さようなら、また明日。
Pet food.
あなたは猫にどんな餌をあげていますか？
今度地域のテレビ番組に出演することになった。
I don't think this is the quickly that I'm thinking of. Let's go with. All right, I'm not. Is it the? Are we done on onomatopoeia? Okay. Oh. Just kidding.
宿題をどんどん進める。
I did the opposite. Run away? 気分だけ。Tug of war. Run away. How does that work? Could it be like avoiding? To pull back? No, not pull back. Oh, it could be to escape. And which escape is this? So it has a distance, or it has a direction. In the te for. I only see te. So I'm gonna guess. You get it. Oops. So
自分だけ過去の嫌な出来事から逃げてよいのだろうか。
Now that's gonna be a problem for some time. So Nigeru is the only one so far. But there's like multiple ways to leave something or to avoid something or dodge or something. I expect to see something like that in a grammar point somewhere down the line. Maybe. Oh, we're house sitting with Suban.
弟と妹にあさってから2週間の留守番を頼もうと思っている。
Yeah, so
この家は青い。
I don't know. It was a 50-50 on the shiro versus shiroi. I guess maybe it's the English can't differentiate that. Okay.
棚を前へ押す。
Right. We'll do a little bit more. We're just gonna cut in a little bit. Try to be a little vigilant. Oops. Hold. Yeah. Okay, hold up. Why am I... Oh.
風の音が好きだ。
It's too early to fry my brain. Still got so much. Wanikani is on the short side though. Today is... We gotta pass on Wanikani. So we still have to go and do Wanikani, but it'll go really, really quickly. And then we have like a couple hours of Hanzahiro. I might actually take multiple breaks during Hanzahiro. Gotta pace myself. That Haru has like... I'm gonna sit, dream, and complain and stoop about Haru and Cho from now on. Wait. A different word? A different word? Is there... Typically bolsters are full of energy. Not Zampu. Not Zanen. It does deal with that. Oh no. I know what I'm looking for. Again. But I can't quite get it because I immediately thought of Oku. Oku and Taksan. Oze. Yeah. Oze.
ここに大勢の人がいる。
Okay. Alright, Japanese. Alright, Bunpro. Click.
「彼は公務員をしています」。
Clean. I'm gonna stick to it though.
ホテルの部屋は布団ですか？それともベッドですか？
The goal is to spend as much time as possible visualizing the kanji every time, like visualizing the word before I enter. Like we gotta get that. Yeah, okay. Oops.
仕事のお休みを取る。
Okay. What? Oh, wait. Not the two characters? Definitely background. And then I thought it was fun, right? It's con. Oh, boundary. Right. Oh,
あなたの周りの環境を教えてください。
この建物は古いです。
パソコンの具合がおかしいです。
戸を開ける。
父がめいっ子に、餅を食べるときはよく噛んでください。
文章を読む。
that's suspicious.
警察官になる。
入院中の妻のために今日はバラを買ってお見舞いに行こうと思う。
あなたはパートナーと喧嘩をしますか？
彼女は今学期からこの学校にいます。
Excuse me? What? N? Heck? Oh.
窓の鍵を閉める。
Oh, okay. That's a
病院で
that's a like a 50-50.
赤ちゃんは男の子です。
Oh, dang it.
君はチョコの他に何が好きなの？
私はアニメより実写のドラマを見る方が好きだ。
Failure. I only got the buy part immediately. So, how do I after failure? What is before failure? My probably 失敗 or 失敗
失敗をなかったことにする。
はい。
このテープレコーダーは古い。
僕に関する変な噂を広めないでくれるかな？
We're gonna go with Gengo.
あなたは何の言語に興味がありますか？
Okay. Okay.
先生、皆さんはじめまして。このクラスの担任の高橋です。
私は小学4年生です。
このリンゴは赤い。
Um. Can I just go? Okay. Alright, alright.
今日の
Fine.
昼食に何を食べる予定なの？
There's just so many ways to say meal.
彼の趣味は小説を書くことである。
あなたはダンスをすることができるの？
We'll get to 100. Or ooh. Yeah, opportunity. Really thought that was it. Something like definitely a machine of some sort. Oh, key. What? It's not Keiki. Oh, wait. I will get a chance to meet her. What? Oh, no, wait. What? I think I'm blurring. Oh, it's probably like Chiki. No? What? Oh no. I'm confusing. Wait. I think it's Kikai.
彼女と会う機会を得る。
They all mean chance and opportunity, okay? I don't think this is gonna get easier. Why did I think Keiki first? Oh, it's because Wanikani, the most recent Wanikani vocabulary for opportunity or chance was Keiki. And then it's very similar concept, but this concept is closer because maybe it's used for chance of meeting as opposed to Keiki, which is more like how is Keiki more like a cause chance, like a trigger chance, as opposed to like an chance of meet, but they're kind of both chance. And then there's also a Jiki, which is like an occasion, so it's a time chance. So like I'll get a opportunity to meet her, right? Jiki, I don't even know where Jiki belongs in the category, but Jiki is also. Oh, I know where I got Jiki. Chinese, I got Jiki. There's also one more that I know, I think, for opportunity. There's so many opportunities for opportunity. All right, you know, we still got 8 more before we hit the 100. So let's go get into it. But
写真を見て。このお尻は何の動物かな？
very required, huh? I don't know which dinner this is. We're gonna go with the
今
newest
週
one.
末は両親を夕食に招待する予定だ。
I don't know which airport this is either. We're gonna go with
飛行場で飛行機の写真を撮る。
Oh, is this Daini?
あなたは今後絶対に遅刻しないと言えますか？
That it was a 50-50 until we already had a prompt. Utsutsuki. Oh no, Sotsutsuki.
あなたはいつ大学を卒業する予定なの？
Sotsutsuki. So into tsu is tough for me. Yo. But
独り言。新しい背広を買わなくちゃ。
all right, we did our 100th. Good to go. It's 11. Oh hey, we leveled up. It's 11 a.m. We had till 10 a.m. or 10 p.m. 11 p.m. Sorry. Oh. So we had to wait till 10 p.m. to do our Monikani stuff. And oh man, all right. Did I bookmark 2 things? I'm pretty sure I did. So we got the Adu pretty much destroyed my destroyed all semblance of my. It's a humble. That is very humbling. And then we have Rendaku. Rendaku is all sorts of terror bad. All the other ones will probably flow in as we go. So our 2 for today. Let's see, our 2 for today is... Our grammar is kind of rough though. We have how to, right? Okay, and then Rendaku. Raku is the tough part. Wait. Okay. I think that's enough. Yeah. Okay. So those are our two for today. We're not. We're kind of halfway. All right, folks. That's a wrap for Bunpro today. You win some, you lose some. If you're gonna watch this later, arigatou gozaimasu. As always, feel free to follow along, pick up Bunpro for yourself. You're always welcome to come on by and yap, discuss, sit there in wild, extended contemplation about how you're trying to sort out information and putting more order into it. So many things. I think I found what type of routine I have to continue doing now for Bunpro, which will extend the amount of time that I'm gonna be working on that during reviews, because I realized that I've consistently relied on my voice or what I hear. I'm like hearing the vocabulary in my head. I'm not like picturing the vocabulary, which I kind of want to, because if I want to start writing, like I kind of want to write. I kind of want to write more than I want to type. So right now when I'm answering these reviews, much of it is simply typing and hearing the word. So it's not seeing the kanji. And I know that most people don't actually do that, right? Like when you say, oh, pitching, are you picturing, like we were talking about stretch and pitching and putting up? If you say put, are you visualizing PUT in your head, right? PUT in your head? I don't in English. And it's an interesting exercise because that part is very difficult. So what I'm doing right now during reviews is when I know the answer, I'm saying I hear the answer. I know what I'm going to type in kana, but I'm trying to like ask myself, can I see the kanji? Because it's different by recognizing the kanji versus if I needed to go and write it, I need to be able to write it, at least in my opinion, for myself. And it's an exercise that will get faster over time. It is definitely a place I can improve. And I want to improve because I do have this this fun activity that I want to draw stuff and I also want to write stuff. So on campus, like on a canvas and whatnot, that's kind of what I'm working on. It's going to be part of the routine. That routine is nowhere in the atmosphere of Duolingo and Wanikani. Just peeking in for a moment, but you were thinking about what you said about keeping up a consistent amount of accuracy by not adding more. Oh yeah? Hello there, Beth. Yeah, we're closing up this part. Oh, there, coffers. Oh, butthead. Honestly, while coming back to Wanikani has not been the best review percentage, but you don't remember if you've ever that great at remembering kanji reading, especially onyomi. I see. You're macaroni. You're the macaroni potato. Let's see. I see. Onyomi ends up being the powerhouse because like it'll be interesting to hear what you think in a couple more like when you continue, Beth, because onyomi comes up way more frequently than kunyomi. And maybe so wakotabi, what I found was that since wakotabi is using like specific words and specific context when you go through like a curriculum based thing, which is what wakotabi does, you get equal exposure to like a very distributed exposure to onyomi and kunyomi. However, when you're doing wanikani, the way they organize the information, onyomi comes up like 2 or 3 times more often per character than kunyomi most of the time. There are exceptions, and maybe you'll become more comfortable with that. And also to sprinkle in a little bit more, Beth, in Chinese, it functions like onyomi. So you learn something and it is repetitiously reinforced based on what you see. So oftentimes kanji tells you what sounds they are, but in Japanese it's rare, like it's not that often. Probably a fair bit better than now, but maybe you haven't lost as much as you thought. You just haven't mastered reading. Now you get to focus on it, right? Hear me out, Beth. When you probably first started Wanikani, right, back in the day, you were probably like juggling at least 3 tasks, right? And your results may vary with your 3 tasks. But now that you had some experience with like Renchu, and Wakotabi and whatnot, perhaps now when you're doing Wanikani now, right, these 3 faculties, you might have like some of the stuff locked in, right? And then now you can feel a little better, or now you can focus on things that weren't really the point, like being all juggled in at the same time. I look forward to hearing how that works out. That's how I feel. Like Bunpro, now I'm focusing on something else. Basically all the Wanikani stuff, that's perfectly fine. Been doing Wanikani for some time now. So my new routine is to do the one thing, which is I have to visualize this. So Wanikani, Wakotabi, Duolingo, all of them don't visualize this. So when I say haru, how many characters come to mind? Like legitimately, how many characters can you write if I say haru? That's kind of my thing right now. And then when you're reading a sentence, that's what I'm visualizing. I'm trying to trigger, so we're going Wanikani in reverse, basically. Yeah, you're gonna give it a shot and see how the percentage goes once you review things again. Yeah. Look forward to it. Thanks for stopping by as well. Alright, folks. That's a wrap. Right, you're always welcome for Bunpro today. You're always welcome. Come on by, yap, talk about things. I am gonna take a quick break. Get up, walk around, grab something to drink. And I will be back for Wanikani, which is going to be relatively short. Alright, I'll be right back. Thank you.